want to. Hey, y'all, it's Lace.
It's Catherine. And what have you done? You're here again. Another Ketchup of Cheaties podcast.
That's right. If you have never been here before, welcome to Cheaties podcast. Normally, on our normal schedule, which will start back next week, we have an interview with a guest at the beginning of the week, and then we catch up later in the week. And on the catch-up episodes, we normally recap the interviews, catch up on our lives, all that good jazz. If you've been here before, you already know that. But on this particular episode, we haven't had an interview in a couple weeks because we took some time off for New Year's Eve and all that good stuff. And then this Monday, we had which I absolutely loved. We called it the year-end review, but when you posted it, you called it the rear-end review.
I was wondering if you noticed that.
Catherine,
did you like it?
Of course I noticed it. Of course I liked it. It spoke to my little pun heart. I loved it so much. Rear-end review. Very funny. So this week, we're not going to be talking about cheating stories on our catch-up. We are just literally going to catch up because so much has gone on in the past couple weeks. And then we'll resume with our interviews on Monday. And that starts the week of, January 10th now? In the year of our Lord, 2022. How are we in 2022? Can we discuss that first?
Well, I keep looking at myself.
Oh, in the recording?
Can I just, I didn't put a lot of makeup on, and I know we're in the 2000s, but can I say, I make a really cute 90s boy.
You really do.
I know. I look like a really cute boy that you would have a crush on when you were 15.
Oh, 1,000,000%. You look like right now, especially with that little fuzziness on your face. Those of you who aren't watching this on YouTube, we do now put all of the catch-up episodes on YouTube. If listeners, if you're not looking, Catherine looks like every poster out of Teen Beat magazine from the 90s. She's got her short
I look
blonde.
like Brink.
I don't know who that is. See, now you're listing people I don't know. Who's Brink?
Are you freaking?
Who are you talking? Is that a
Disney Channel original movie?
Oh, see, I never watched Disney Channel.
Team Puppy Suds, I think it was.
I'm right past the Disney Channel generation. I did not.
You didn't watch Johnny Tsunami?
No.
The Skies and the Urchins?
Nope.
Hee hee porno.
No, did not. None of that. I went directly from Nickelodeon to MTV. That was my generation. So
man, you missed out. Motocross was my favorite. It's nobody else's favorite. Want to hear? Everyone loves. Brink is the best. It's the roller skating competition. Do you remember the boy? Google the boy, the main boy in Brink.
Okay.
It's me.
It's you. Okay. I was gonna say you've got a very Jonathan Taylor Thomas. You're all three Hanson brothers mixed together right now.
That's about.
That's it.
Okay. Here's my favorite Disney Channel original movie, and it's nobody else's favorite, but it's so me. Motocross.
Okay.
Brother and sister. This girl's, I think her name is Andrea or Andy, but her brother's name is Andrew.
I don't know.
So her brother's in this motocross competition. I don't remember the stakes really, but he gets injured. He can't do the race. So she's like, "I got you, bro," and she shaves her head and she poses as her brother Andy. But the competition, this real hot guy, this other guy, it's her brother's competition, but of course, she's into him.
Yeah.
But she's posing as a brother.
Sure, got it.
And so she can't make moves on him.
Right.
She's a dude.
She's her brother.
And that's my favorite movie, of course.
That definitely.
I love Motocross so much.
Exactly right. What's so funny about that is you keep saying two things. Two things are happening right now that are blowing my mind. One is you're properly saying motocross, which no one ever does. People usually say motocross, and it's not motocross, it's motocross. And I've had to learn that from being married to a biking husband and a riding husband. So Jared used to race motocross, and he's a massive fan of it. And he, now he does the mountain biking and all that good stuff. And people always say it wrong, so can't believe you're actually saying the thing that everyone says wrong and you're saying it right.
I think it's just countrifying motor.
It's because
motive.
Because each race is called a moto.
Motocross.
So it's motocross. When you're at a race, each time the guys race or the girls race or whatever you're watching it's called a moto, and then they talk about who wins that moto. So no, it's not a countrifying of motor. But anyway, that's fascinating. And then
Andy won.
And also the other thing that's happening is you keep saying it as if it's only this movie, and it's not a giant, huge sport. It's like going,
Dude,
basketball.
but if you grew up on Disney Channel original movies, you'd be like, oh, motocross, the girl who shaves her head. Yeah, that was like number 26 on my list. And I'm like, number 1 in my heart.
Oh my God. Yeah. I totally missed that. That was right past me. My sister watched Disney Plus or Disney.
Dude.
No, not Disney Plus, Disney Channel. I couldn't stand it.
Dude, Johnny Tsunami? Oh,
Okay,
God,
but I did just look up this guy from Brink, and yes, he's crazy hot. He's perfect, like early 2000s, 90s, and his hair is kind of like your hair right now. You do not have the jagged jaw line that he has.
Thank you.
Yeah, but if you keep working, you'll get there. You'll get there.
You know who the girl is in Brink? It's the girl in
it's
Blue
Amy
Crush
Smart.
and
Amy Smart.
And Vroom Vroom, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Wow, it's her. She's also from Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
And one of my all-time favorite movies, Just Friends.
Yeah, I don't remember her in that, but
Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds and her. They star in it, and then it's also Anna Faris, and she plays the crazy chick who's like,
I don't know. Here's
dick. No.
Here's my only memory of my, like, when I think of her.
She's also in Road Trip.
Explains. Is she this? God, I'm such a I don't know. I think I was a rugby player.
Yeah, in a past life
back in my day. Yeah, because my top memory of all these things she's in is remembering her in Blue Crush. Do you remember Blue Crush?
I didn't watch it.
When she's got the huge heavy rock, they're surfers and she's training, and she's at the bottom of the ocean and she's walking on the ocean floor with a huge heavy rock, and she's got these chiseled abs. That's it. I'm
you
a
remember.
Rugby player in a past life.
Okay. All right. I think 2022 is the year that you embrace the fact that you might need to be looking for a Caitlin and less of a Kevin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to... If that's the part that you remember the most.
I hope she's strong. I really do.
She's going to have to be strong to carry all the baggage.
A strong woman to big spoon me at night.
Yeah, you need a tall, strong woman.
I really do.
She's gonna need to carry all the baggage that you're bringing into the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Dear God.
I hope she's the one that wears blazers and I'm the one that wears crop tops. But just looking for my strong blazer wearing girlfriend.
You know, just that, or just Kevin's good though. He's waif-like. He's like a tall, thin supermodel woman. So you've got that type in Kevin. That's what you've got.
Yeah. I'm looking for something.
He's slender. Put a dress on him. That's all. Do you have like an evening gown we can put on Kevin? Because he could be a pretty lady.
He could be he would look exotic.
Yeah. He'd be like a Russian. Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be the model in like on America's Top Model, where they're like, "This,
you're not
this
traditionally
is not normal." Yeah, but you should rock it.
But it's still working. It's working.
Yeah.
Oh, but keep his chest hair in the dress. That's what I'm into. Okay, so let's move on. Speaking of your man, hot tub, Catherine, we got our hot tub fixed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's the time.
It's been long enough to live without a hot tub, okay? I can't.
Yeah.
You can't live up here in these suburbs without a hot tub.
It's hot tub season.
It's hot tub season, and we moved the hot tub over from the other house, and we moved it over here. And I know that this is like, I know it sounds like big brag and all, y'all. This is the cheapest, smallest hot tub. This is how cheap it is. We moved it over here. We've tried to turn it on. It doesn't work. It's just the one that's like one part. You can barely, it says it fits 5. It does not. It fits 1.5 humans. And we tried to turn it on. It didn't work. And the dude came to look at it and he's like, oh yeah, the motor's shot. And I was like, I thought that was going to be the problem. And the motor cost as much as the hot tub. Like that is how cheap this hot tub is. However, he got it fixed. And then he was shocked when I told him how long it had been running. Like, I was like, but how how did the motor go out? It was running for 5 years straight. He's like, it ran for 5 years? I was like, yeah. He's like, wow.
You got like a Barbie Jeep motor in there. You're like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How did it only last 5 years?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah, he was.
You got a little hamster on the back over there.
He opened up the side, 2 little Duracell batteries fell out, and he's like, just change the batteries, you idiot. He was.
Can I?
Yeah, but anyway, now it's working, and it's outside of our bedroom door on our patio, and holy shit, that's changed my whole life. Changed my whole life.
Our hot tub, we got Kev hot tub.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of confusing to say that.
Yeah.
But he got the privacy curtains on either side of our deck.
Mm-hmm.
So we just walk from our deck naked and get in the hot tub.
Yeah. So we're
It's
getting a privacy.
fantastic.
We're getting a privacy wall built on the side of the deck. Texted our buddy yesterday to be like, "Yo, you got any time this winter to come over here and build us a privacy wall?" And I'm gonna hang little plants on it and shit. We're gonna do our string lights, and I'm gonna be butt naked on my deck.
If you have a personal hot tub, you shouldn't get into that with clothes.
Oh, 100% not. Yeah.
Unless company's coming over and you're meeting them for the first time.
And even in that case, you got to show them, you want to put it all out on the table. It's 2022.
Yeah.
Put it all out on the table. Who you
Welcome
are.
to suburbia.
What you are. What color your nipples are. You got to let the people know. Mm-hmm. They need to know. It's how we should judge each other.
Do your nipples change when you get cold?
Oh, what if they do?
Do they get purpler? Okay. So Hot Tub Kevin and I have been obsessed with watching the show, and it has made me realize how much of a sissy we could say we are.
Sure.
In the suburbs.
Oh, yeah. We're soft.
And I've been talking to my brother. Yeah.
So soft.
And he lives in Juneau, Alaska. And he told me to watch this movie on Netflix. Have you heard of The Alpinist?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Like someone who would be hanging out around pines, Alpine? No.
Kind of?
In the Alps?
Not really. No, not at all.
I don't know.
Free solo climbing, but it's not just solo. He's climbing ice.
Oh, shit.
And dude, it's insane. Like one time there's this angle of him climbing on this frozen waterfall, but there is a gap between the water and the rock. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So he's climbing up just like a sheet of free hanging ice, and then it zooms out, and he's like literally on top of it. Like if it breaks, why wouldn't a giant icicle just break?
Especially with
the
your
human
body
body
on it.
Yeah. He would just fall. I mean, he wouldn't even live to hit the ground. You know what I mean? He would fall before he hit the ground. He was so high up.
Oh yeah.
But we haven't even we still have 20 minutes left. We've broken it up for 3 nights. I watched the second part, and the dude is climbing bare hands, like up in Patagonia, like up way beyond the clouds, just free soloing. And then the next day I took Mister for a walk, and I had gloves on. 0.8 miles, and it's so cold. I was crying.
And it was probably
on the way home.
58 degrees.
Yeah, because he pooped twice. And so I had to take my gloves off to pick up the poop. And then I couldn't get my glove back on, and then there was not a trash can, so I was carrying the poop, and I don't tie the poop bag because he has so much. It's you're risking getting
poop on your hands.
It's too close to the.
Oh.
Yeah. Crying. I was so cold. In Smyrna, Georgia, 0.8 miles, walking my dog, had to take off my glove
glovies. Oh,
to
poor
scoop
baby.
up my shelter dog's second round of poop.
Oh.
And dude, I just
we're wusses.
Humans
We're soft. We are. We can't. We've passed that point of.
Dude, he's climbing. He's like
icicles.
So, my hands are numb and they're bleeding. But I like this good sheet. I'm excited to climb this good 90 angle sheet of just glass. And so, ready to get after it. And you're like, damn, dude, I let my dog poop in the house when it gets too cold because I don't want to let him go outside.
Dude, but I feel like that level. Okay, see, I can relate to that dude and doing that. Not the physicality of doing it, but the sheer determination and adrenaline that it must take to do that. It takes me back. We're gonna tie this into the podcast. Let's do it. because I remember when I was going through that relationship that spurned this, my half of my relationship, and I remember those last like weeks and months, and then the months after I finally broke up with him and caught him and he was still living in the house. The determination, and like, you could do that. You could be in ice cold with bleeding hands and still go through their phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could just push through. Like, it could be 0 degrees. I could be butt naked with bleeding fingertips and still be looking for clues that he's cheating. You know what I'm saying? You know when like nothing can stop you? I understand that. I feel that. It's like free soloing.
You're like, I'm hanging on to a cliff. Yeah. I don't even know what feet is. 2,300,000 feet up in the air, kilometers.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But his phone is at the top.
Yeah, and I gotta get to it.
With no password.
Yep. And it's an unlocked phone sitting on a cliff. I have no way up.
Yeah, my friend told me that she saw him walking his coworker to her car last night.
Mm-hmm. And I got it. Yeah.
And if I take one more inch, I could die.
Or
I'd be 1 inch closer to that phone.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? You're just free soloing it. You're going.
Yeah,
no one's got your back. It's just you.
Like, I'm gonna Spider-Man this bitch.
Alone. You're gonna you'll do anything. Yeah.
You're like, here's what I'll do. I'll stick my tongue to it, and hopefully it's cold enough that,
and then I can bring it back down.
My tongue.
Yeah. It'll freeze to it.
I'll just lick, peel it off, lick, and a little bit of tongue comes off every time.
Every time.
But it helps me hang on.
Yeah.
Lick,
yeah.
Stick.
Yeah.
Lick, pull up my body weight because my tongue is stuck to the rocks. It's so cold, and then you just go up.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Do you think he's like, there's a naked woman up there? Gotta get up there.
That's probably what it is. He's got to tell himself that there's something. There's got to be some drive that gets that dude heading up that frozen waterfall.
I want you to watch it.
Oh, I'll watch it
because in the
now.
very beginning, they talk so much about climbers and like how they're like, obviously it's so dangerous. I mean, eventually they all die. I don't know how this one ends. I asked my brother, I was like, does he live? And he's like, just watch it. So I kind of feel like something happens to him, and he's so young. But I mean, after you watch this shit, you're like, yeah, eventually you're gonna die.
So many of these guys die. Yeah. I watched the other one. I think it was called Free Solo.
Solo. Yeah.
Solo.
He's in this.
One. Oh, okay.
But they talk about like, well, it's just, when you're up there and the feeling, and there's nothing like it, and it's and looking at it as somebody that's not a climber, I was like, oh, these people are sick. Like, they're like,
addicted.
It's insane. It's addicted. And then I was like, oh, this is just like comedy.
Yes. It's an adrenaline rush. It's a rush, and you've got to top it every single time. You're like, okay, so speaking of comedy and adrenaline rushes and what makes us insane to keep going back for more, Katherine, I wasn't on stage for almost a month, okay? Last time I was on stage was the day before your recording down in Florida.
Damn.
Yeah, and since then I was on a couple shows, but they had gotten canceled because of COVID and
everything.
It got canceled. Yeah, I mean, we were both supposed to be on a show this Sunday and it got canceled. So, keeps happening. But anyway, and I was just like, it's not a bad time. Things are going on anyway, personally, and, my life and all that. And it's just, I haven't been in a great mindset. And then I decided to jump back on stage, not last night, but the night before, at our buddies, David, Nathan, and Damon's new show, Gravy. So I did that show, and I told myself, I was like, it's a new year, new me. I'm going to do all new stuff. Now, did I take the time to write out all of my new stuff?
No.
Set up, description, punchline, tags. No, I did not.
No.
Did I have a bunch of scribbled random ideas in my phone and in a tiny notebook and in my brain? Yep. Mm-hmm. Did I go up there and think that my decade of experience could just help me make it through and this would be great? Sure. These are all things that happened. And then I got up there and none of those things happened. I bombed so hard.
Dog, it's bombing season.
I have
bombing
not
season.
I cannot remember the last time that I legit ate a dick. This is how bad I put it this way. In the group message afterward, Okay, everybody's in the group message from the lineup, and everyone's like, "Thanks for the show. It was great." And they're like, "Put your
Somebody
Venmos
called out your
put your Venmos down below." And I was like, "Hey, just would like to sincerely apologize for eating a dick tonight." I think I was one of the first ones to respond. Sincerest apologies for eating a dick. Fun show though. Love you boys. No one even knew how to take that, so no one laughed at my comment. Like, I thought that was a funny comment. Like,
because you have to acknowledge it.
You have to acknowledge that you
it,
ate shit. Like, you have to.
Because if you don't, people are like, "Oh, that's just kind of what she does," and
right.
like, "Oh, she's not a great comic." You have to be like, "Oh no, I
know
because I don't do this."
Yeah, no, I do not bomb normally.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing at this point. And I like, that's how bad it was though, is that I made that comment thinking somebody would laugh at it. Or be like, or like even Shaunik, like I was like, okay, Shaunik's in here. He'll at least be like, hey, you know what? Just get back up and, just keep trying. Or I know a class you could take. Like, I was thinking somebody would say something smart ass to me. No one acknowledged my comment. Out of like 10 people in a comment thread, nobody liked it, laughed at it, made a smart ass comment. That's how bad I think I did, because they didn't even know if it was a safe space to say, yo, dog, it's all right,
Yeah.
They just, and then everyone else just kept commenting, so much fun, great show, thanks a lot, here's my Venmo, had a good time, thanks again. And everybody just like, acting like
change the subject, change the subject.
Don't look at her, don't look at her, don't look at her.
Avert. Yeah, dude.
But even this is how bad the show was, though. Like, not the show in general. Some people did great. Some people did not at all. People who normally kill did not kill.
That's a
Andy
show.
Andrew Stanley went before me. Andrew Stanley was before me, and it was almost silent during his set. And he got off stage, and I didn't say anything to him because I was going up next, and I went up. And then in the parking, I saw him in the parking lot, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna quit comedy." He's like, "Me too. Do you wanna?" I was like, "Cool. Do you want to drive together to go quit comedy?" Is there like do we go sign the list? Do we go turn in our paperwork down at the bureau? Down at the Bureau of Comedy? I just like to put it in my resignation. I'm done. I'm out. And he's like, yeah, me too. He's like, that was horrible. What was that? I was like, I don't know what we did in there. I was like, I thought we were good at comedy. Are we not good at comedy?
Dude, okay. First of all, I just did a show where Andrew Stanley was headlining at Mad Life, and he murdered. So he's a
murderer. He is a certified killer.
A telltale.
Yeah. And and also when Katie
he's like, where do I guess I gotta turn in my podcast equipment? Do I give it?
Like, who do I give it? Do I pass it down to some?
Is there comedian Goodwill? Yeah. Do I just?
What is there a comedian Goodwill? We can all turn in like old equipment.
There's just a rack of black hoodies.
Yes. Vans.
There's a rack of
Vans tennis shoes in all sizes.
Gray.
Yeah.
Gray, and then just gray tennis shoes.
Yes.
And then there's just a guy in the corner giving cat tattoos.
Well, you get a choice.
You get a choice. Equipment.
Pizza tattoo, cat tattoo.
Yeah.
You can get real crazy. Cat pizza.
Cat pizza.
You can have a cat pizza.
Yeah, that one's expensive. That one's $12.
That was $12. Yeah. So but they let you take out loans for it. So that's good. They do payment plans.
Yeah. They're like cat... one drink ticket.
Yeah.
A month.
For
that tattoo.
Let me pay off my cat pizza tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just a shit ton of lost and found tiny notebooks.
With
just dick jokes.
Dick jokes or a bunch of half-written premises and then it just says, "Is this funny?" Afterwards.
Is this?
Yeah. That's all.
Okay. So and then that was gonna get real dark. And then just in the back, there's just the suicide hotline number. It's engraved.
I was gonna say that's the banner that's in the room. It's just like it's sponsored by. So you know how like a regular Goodwill, it helps people get jobs. Comedian Goodwill, it keeps you from killing yourself.
Yeah, they're just like, well, you're not there yet, bud. We're not at job. You've made the first step and decided to quit.
You've decided to quit. Good job.
Yeah, it's the first step.
Next step is don't kill yourself so you can get a job. Okay?
Yeah, here's your halfway house.
Correct. Yeah. And then there's also there's equipment, there's sound equipment. So there's just like dented, rusted PA systems over in the corner.
Oh, yes.
From times gone by.
Correct. And there's just stools that have actual jizz on them.
Oh, yeah.
Guys were like humping it
to
completion.
But the stools are like missing a leg. They're wobbly.
For sure.
But comics will still take them. And then some folding chairs. Man, there should be a comic Goodwill. Why is there not?
Dude. Okay. Couple questions.
Sure.
But we need to talk about bombing season. Because it's bombing season.
Is it? I wasn't aware. But here it is.
Oh, it's bombing season.
It was my
bombing season.
fault, though. I know I did not finish any of these jokes. And I thought I had a good idea. Here's how bad I know my jokes were. So I was in the car on the way home just staring, like not even listening to music. Just like couldn't see the highway. Just staring past the highway. But I know my car was moving on the highway. And I'm just staring forward. Just literally my whole life is flashing before my eyes, like... And I'm sitting there, and I called my sister, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I was playing a card game," and I was like, "Oh, I won't bother you." She's like, "No, we'll take a break. I'll talk to you," because she's like, "I can tell you probably need to talk some things out." And I was like, "Well, just got off stage, hadn't been on stage in a month." She's like, "Good for you." I was like, "No, don't say that." I was like, "Lauren, I ate a dick. Like I brought a big old dirty dick on stage on a plate, and I cut it up into pieces, and I ate it slowly
with plastic silverware,
plastic bent silverware, and a spork and a knife, and I slowly ate a big old dick on stage.
Okay, why didn't you? We've got to go into bombing season, but why didn't you?
She asked me what I said, and Catherine, then I had to relive all my half-assed jokes.
Oh, I would. Why are you not lying? I would never do that. I would lie.
Well, I talked them all out loud because I was like, well, I need to see what went wrong. So I started to tell her, and she goes, she was silent on the other end of the phone. She's usually the best, like, one-person audience on the planet. And she just goes, With one of the jokes, she goes, okay, well... And then I kept going. I was like, well, no, there was a point. I was like, no.
I would not keep going.
I was
First of all, why did you go back?
Here's what I figured out, though, Catherine. By doing that was because I always tell comics, like, go and listen to yourself in the car afterward. That's not what I do. I do the version of where I call my sister, and I re-talk out what I said. And then instead of recording myself, I try to remember what I said, and I say it. And then I was like, I forgot the whole point. I forgot the whole point of that whole, I was like, no wonder that whole bit was so bad. Cause like, I was like, oh, no. I forgot the whole point about how white people don't belong in the South, or white people don't belong in the country. Like, we don't belong in this country. We're not from here. It was something I started writing over New Year's Eve. And I never got to that point. And Lauren goes,
man, dude, and you got a little political.
Yeah. And then Lauren's like, well, they probably all thought you were racist based on everything else you said because you didn't get to that point. I was like, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. I was like, I don't know what I did. Oh no.
Dude, that's like somebody's joke about like acting like real sexist.
Yeah.
And then they have like a tagline that flips it.
Yeah.
But you
forgot to do the tagline?
Yeah.
Woo, that's kind of what happened. Except it wasn't super racist, but it just didn't have a point. It just didn't go anywhere. And now I was like, and reliving it, I was like, oh, I see why. Oh, I see now what I did.
Why didn't you go back to old stuff after that?
Because I told myself, I told myself I was not going to say anything old on stage. The only old joke I did was the newest joke that I had, which I've changed around, but it was all about how I've done a lot of thinking and sperm is a hoax. And then I talked about trying to get pregnant, how sperm doesn't work, and I think it's a lie. And that got a huge laugh. Thank the Lord I got a laugh on that. Woo!
Okay.
So that last joke I got a laugh on. That was...
All right. Listen.
Boy.
You don't get springtime without winter first.
Okay. Good points. Thank you.
This is bombing season. Okay?
It's hot tub season.
It's the new year.
It's bombing season. That's why it's hot tub season, because you gotta soak. You gotta soak. You gotta soak your wounds out. And I did.
Your weary bones.
You did. And I did. Yeah, I came home and I sat in the hot tub, and I also stared off into the distance.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna happen. Listen, this is what I tell myself. I bombed at an open mic. I bombed at an open mic already. It's the new year. We've been fine tuning that old stuff.
Yeah.
I just did a 30-minute, and I'm like, I'm done. That stuff's all done.
It's all
I'm
done.
ready for a new.
I need new.
you're starting, and in the first, I always tell myself, I'm like, dude, the first 20 times I probably work this, it's never gonna be tip top. And the first, that's just working it out. That's just writing on stage. It's just hearing it out loud in front of an audience.
Get it out of your mouth without staring at your phone, without staring at notes. Because that's what told me. My phone was down on the floor next to me because I didn't have a stool out there. And so I just like kind of had it on there. I was like, well, I'm not going to reach down and get my phone either.
Duh.
I even said, I broke all the rules, Catherine, though. I'm talking to the audience and like I couldn't remember. And I was like, I know that joke had legs. I know it did. There's something to it. And I was like, wait, there's another. And then like I was trying to do another joke. And then I was like, no, there's 3 parts to it. I did 2. What's the third? I was like, man. I was like, it's got something there. And then at another point, just to dead silence, me staring out to 12 people in the Drunken Unicorn, I looked out and I just go, at one point I was named best comedian in Atlanta. And I said, I know y'all wouldn't believe that, but I was. So anyway,
Dude,
kids are like are like tattoos. Here's why. It was so bad.
Good.
So bad.
You gotta get it in there. Get some bombs in. You're gonna get more in. We're about to bomb our asses off until April.
Oh, good. Okay,
dude.
Good.
Yeah,
good,
we're
good.
bomb. It's dog.
Nothing but bombs.
Bombing. Here's my rule right now.
Okay.
It is bombing season. We're inspired. We're ready for some new shit. We're about to challenge ourselves. If you're not bombing until Easter, if you're not bombing until he is risen, you're not a comedian. You bomb until he is risen. Do you hear me? We're working that shit out. We're getting uncomfortable. We're bomb. Hey, listen.
Is he Mitch Hedberg? Is that who he is? So when Mitch Hedberg comes back in April.
Yeah. Okay. He hath risen.
When he hath risen.
So will those premises.
So will those
they
premises.
They will rise to the next level.
They will
but
rise.
If you're not bombing until he hath rith, dude, you're not pushing yourself. You're not growing. Yeah. This is the time. This is the time to bomb. Count that as, hey, I tried some new shit. It didn't go well. And now, you know what? I'm inspired to maybe write some shit out more next time.
Yeah, and actually write it out instead of writing it in your head and going, I'll remember the rest of this. It's been a month since I've stood on stage, held a mic, and stared at people in their faces while they stared back at me. And that'll take a lot out of you right there. Just that alone.
But I will say, and some people will be like, no, you gotta make some fun. But there is a muscle. God, this is gonna sound so annoying. A muscle to be used or to grow, and that helps when you're on stage and you just fucking are just trying to wing it.
Yep. And
you're trying to be entertaining. To in the back of your head to not have anything else to fall back on.
Yeah. Because you've told yourself, I'm not falling back on a joke. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and even if you crash, I do feel like you're like pushing yourself to grow better and kind of that improvisational, trying to still be entertaining even if you fall kind of thing. Yeah. So I don't. You got to bomb. It's bombing season.
It is not comfy, and it has been a long time since I've been in that space. And man, oof.
It's good.
Ouch. Yeah. Ouchie. Okay, so I know you got to get out of here. You got to get to work. But yeah, so New Year's Eve, man. Well, first of all, my birthday is New Year's Eve. Okay.
Yes.
And then we had
Happy
a little
birthday. Your gift came in. I can't wait to give it to you.
I'm terrified. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm very scared. You've been teasing it for a while, and I am terrified of whatever you got me. Because last year, to remind the guests, the listeners, you gave me a coffee cup that said, "My favorite people call me Nana." Mm-hmm. So
yeah, this is half as good.
There's no telling. There's no telling what kind of dog shit you got me this time. And it could actually be dog shit. So so we had a little party before I left out of town for New Year's, and that was a lot of fun. Jared put it all together. It was adorable. And we had sushi. That was cute. And then you had to leave, but then and by we all, myself, Morgan, we've talked about her on the pod a million times, my cousin Georgia and my sister Lauren and my husband, we all went out. We kept trying to bar hop on a Wednesday before New Year's Eve. And we ended up at none other than the Claremont Lounge. Mm-hmm. It is
some long titties.
We did see long titties. I saw them very close.
Titties with a story.
Titties with a story. I saw 2 sets at the same time.
Oh, they got you a lap dance?
They got me. Well, no, but
2?
I think I bought myself the lap dance because these ladies kept bugging me. They would not leave me alone, and then they double teamed me and they came back. One asked, I said,
Was
no,
it
thank
crowded?
you. No, it was not crowded. There were like 13 people in the whole place.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, and they would not leave me alone until I ended up reluctantly taking a double lap dance.
2 of them at one time?
Yep.
Okay, question. The last time I went to past 3 times I've been to Claremont Lounge, it's been the same lineup as girls, and I've seen them rotate 3 times. Do you know what I mean? Like I've seen the rotation 3 times in one night.
In one night, same. Yeah, I saw multiple of the same person back up on the
stage. Was it
Machine
Gun Kelly up there? Did Machine Gun Kelly get up there? Just tall, skinny white girl with tattoos from head to toe.
I think so. No, I didn't see her.
She dances with Stacy's mom.
Oh, then yes.
No, she wasn't there.
I did hear somebody dance to that song.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly of the Claremont Lounge. She dances, and then is there the girl with the boobs that they are the biggest, longest boobs you've ever seen in your life. So they don't. They're pretty. They hang, but it's pretty flat until about belly button level, and then they stick out. It's like they're L's.
Yes. Yeah. So
that's the one you got a lap dance from.
So
dude, they're so long.
But
I think they reach out.
The 2 ladies though were lovely. They were very nice, and they just kind of do some wiggling, and they just wiggle their boobs back and forth. It was lovely. I was having I was like giving them thumbs up. You know, like I was like, yeah, this is great. You're killing it. Good job, ladies. And then it got, halfway through the song, I was like, okay, I would like to politely ask them to stop, but I'm just going to keep being nice. And I just leaned over and I was like, hey, a friend of mine used to MC the karaoke nights here. And she goes, no, really? And I was like, yeah, Rodney. And she's like, I love Rodney. And then we were able to finish the song by all just talking about how much we all love Rodney. Thank the Lord.
Good.
So
good.
It was over. I tipped them kindly, and it was nice. But we did have fun. It did start storming while we were at the Claremont Lounge. And while we're sitting at a table over by the wall, water started pouring through the cement wall and up through the floor.
So this isn't just Comedy Club green rooms.
No, it happens also in Claremont lounges. So water is coming up through the floor. We all had to move our chairs and come away from the wall. So just anyway, letting you all know. Oh, there's carpet. It was carpet, and it is soaked, and it is definitely not the first time. That water knew where it was going. It's been there before.
Yeah. It's like, I'm coming back. Yeah. I'm coming back for New Year's.
So yeah, fun night.
I'm really excited you went there. I'm worried about Claremont Lounge. I just feel like they don't have a plethora of talent right now.
They really don't. Yeah. Are you thinking about
maybe that's a good thing?
Application? Listen, if I bomb one more time, I am 100% putting in an application at Claremont Lounge.
You know what? I think I could, because I've been watching this one little girl that goes up. I know the whole lineup now. She doesn't. She just sticks one leg out, kind of like a peg leg, and just jiggles it.
It's a cool move.
And then halfway through the song, she stops and then sticks the other leg out, kind of like a peg leg, and just jiggles
that one. That's a good move. Not a lot of people are doing the flamingo, so that's a good move.
Yeah, I could do that.
You could do that. You don't have to do much. You do not have to do. I cannot emphasize enough how little you have to do if you're dancing at the Claremont.
Yeah. But I would love to, when I go up, they're going to be like, and now, ladies and gentlemen, here is our junior portion of the show. And then I come out and they're just like, she's 8 years old, folks. And, 4 years old.
4 years old.
And I'm just like, this is why my puppies are so small. It's because I'm so young.
But you get out there and what you do is you just recap the plot lines to Disney Channel movies.
Yeah. Dude,
yeah, and you're like, no, listen. So in the beginning, all right, but you're just naked, you're getting money. You're like, listen, though, I need you to pay attention.
We just talk about Johnny Tsunami. That would talk about Johnny Tsunami. Hype.
Yeah, yep, that's what you got to do.
I come out there with ski goggles on.
Yes, just ski goggles.
Johnny Tsunami. Yeah,
just ski goggles, no clothes. That's fun.
Idea.
And then nobody would know who you are. It'd be great.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm glad. Okay, now we need to talk about your real birthday trip.
Oh, yes. So then the next day, I flew off to New Orleans, Louisiana, NOLA, as they call it, and joined our buddy, friend of the pod, my very first friend I ever made in comedy, Miss Dulce Sloan. She was a co-host for the Central Time CNN portion of New Year's Eve. And so if anybody watched New Year's Eve on CNN, which a lot of people do apparently, when Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen stopped in New York, then Don Lemon and Dulce took over for Central Time. And there was a third guest host, but Dulce stole the show so much that no one knows that lady's name. Apparently she works for CNN. She couldn't even get a word in edgewise because Dulce just had nothing but zingers, just left and right. So yeah, I flew out there.
But there's one soundbite
it's
that
the best.
stands out, which
so
is
she's on.
so funny.
So I was there for 3 nights total, hanging out with her and our other buddy Mike Dow, and we had an absolute blast. We did nothing but eat the most delicious seafood ever. First night we're there, we're in a restaurant eating. A girl throws up at the bar. Then her bachelorette party continues to argue with the management about how they need their money back because she threw up the food.
Because she didn't get to keep it.
She didn't get to keep it.
She gave it back.
They argued, and the police came and had their hands on their tasers. And this was after we passed like 8 people being arrested on the sidewalk, just casually being arrested. Just
That's
like
wonderful.
They've all done it before. And
it's their New Year's tradition.
It's their New Year's tradition. As a family, they do it together. And so, yeah, cops came in with their tasers, and the server was like, oh, somebody did get tased in here earlier. We were like, well, we're in New Orleans. So that was the first thing I experienced there.
Were you in a nice restaurant?
It was like a seafood restaurant. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, like a nice seafood
wonderful.
restaurant. Yeah. So then the next day, though, the whole CNN thing. So she had to get ready. She had her stylist was in town. Her hair person flew out. Everybody flew out. Everybody's getting her ready. And this was a shit show. Okay, first of all, like the production looked really good on TV, but they had to move it from inside to outside last minute because of COVID. And there were just no rules. It was just Outback Steakhouse in this alley. Just no rules, just right. There were no in an alley outside of this bar where it was supposed to be on the inside of this venue, and then it just got moved out into this literal which everything in New Orleans is on a street, it's all like in an alley.
Yeah.
And there were no barriers. There was nobody. Like, people just were walking down the road and like, what's going on over there? I see cameras, and they would just wander over. It was wild. So
how did they keep people from walking in front of the camera?
Because they have barriers just around the part where they were filming. But everything outside of it, they didn't like block the street off. So people just kept coming in. It was nuts. But anyway, so Dulce did this thing. We'll get to this part because I know you got to go. But she's on camera, and it's like throughout the night, people kept tweeting that like, oh, Dulce and Don are drunk. Don Lemon was drunk as shit.
Really?
So drunk. Oh, he started drinking before the thing happened. I never saw him with not another full drink. I think he had one person working for him that just brought him drinks. And then Dulce did not get drunk.
Could you tell on camera?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was drinking up a storm. It was hilarious. And at one point they have him roll out and jump out of a cake, and they didn't tell him until last minute that he was going to be jumping out of a cake. So they're all talking about New Year's resolutions, and Dulce goes, my New Year's resolution is 2022, no broke dick. And he's got his little ear thing, and he's like, what? She's like, no broke dick. And he's like, huh? And then the other lady that was like the third
she's smiling.
She leans in and she's smiling. And her like 20-year-old daughter is on stage with her, and she's like, they brought her up now, the audience. She's standing there, and they're both leaning in. They're like, huh? And then Don, he asks one more time. He asks the third time, and he takes his little earpiece out, and he leans down off of his cake to Dulce, and he goes, what? And she goes, no more penis from men with no money. And he goes, oh, okay, no broke dick. Okay, got it.
It's so funny. It aired. They put it on TV.
Oh, yeah, there was like barely a delay. There was a slight delay, and they only used it twice because Don Lemon said shit twice earlier already. And then they did not cut that. And it blew the hell up.
So funny.
It blew up. By that morning, all night long, we were all up till like 4:00 in the morning. And me, her stylist, and Mike Dow were all just like going through. We're like, look at these tweets. Oh my god. Oh my god. She started trending that night.
Dude.
The hashtag was trending. By the morning, there was a Vulture article about her. she's like on the phone with her manager. We're like telling him all that. He's like, holy shit. And we're like telling him all this stuff. And she's like, this just came through. This just came through. These people, they started naming her by just her first name. People stopped calling her Dulce Sloan in articles and stuff. They're just like, Don Lemon and Dulce stole the show. Like, I was like, you're a one namer now, babe. Like, this is amazing. It was so much fun to watch this happen. But the coolest thing that happened, I got to throw this in there. Coolest thing that happened was shortly after that, they're on stage. They're still on air. They're still doing this. She's like, and you know what? It's one of my best friend's birthdays tonight. Happy birthday, Lace Larrabee. And I was like, wah! Off stage. And Don goes, that's right. Happy birthday, Lace. And I was like, did they just tell me happy birthday on CNN? Did my whole full name on New Year's Eve on CNN? And I started getting messages from all these people. A girl that I hadn't seen in like a decade, she like messaged me the next day. She's like, I swore I heard your name. I thought I was crazy or just a little too drunk. She's like, I thought I heard your name on CNN. And then now I'm looking at your stories, and of course that's your friend. Of course, it's like, oh, okay, do you know? I did hear your name. I did hear your name. I'm not crazy. And then and then Kelly Johns, who we just recently had on the podcast, she messaged and she goes, oh my God, you're hanging with the no broke dick lady?
I was with her when it was all broke dicks.
When it was all nothing but
ATL
broke dicks.
Yeah.
Yes. And if y'all want to hear Dulce's interview on our podcast, so funny. It's called Break It Off. Speaking of broke and break, but it was about a mechanic. No. It was about the mechanic, but it was also about the other guy.
No, he worked at the Renaissance Fair. Yes. I'm trying to find her number right now.
Yeah.
It was, I think, season 1. It was very early on.
Yeah. Might have been, season 1. I was still living in the other house. But yeah, so anyway, it's just so funny that everybody's like, no broke dick! People losing their freaking minds over it. It was a magical moment.
So funny watching them not realize what she said.
That was the funniest.
Repeat it 3 times.
That's the funniest part.
Episode 62.
62.
Dating a comedian with Dulce. Oh no, I don't know what it's called. Episode 62. Mm-hmm. And then she goes further into explaining that
she kept
she's
going.
not gonna be with anybody that can't afford to fly her to the Caribbean.
To the Caribbean. Yeah, I know.
Holy shit.
And I think
and then Don Lemon's pause after he goes, you said broke dick. And he was like,
yeah,
okay.
All right. Okay. He didn't care. He was drunk as shit.
And I just imagine the producers hearing him being like, yeah, keep it in. Keep it in.
Yeah.
This is good for our numbers.
Keep this going. Keep this going.
Dude.
It was so much fun. It was great. That night was wild as hell, though. Like they just had loose crawfish, just boiled crawfish, just poured out on a table. Like I said, no barriers on the end of the.
Where did you get to stand? Were you
right there? I'm right off camera. I'm like standing there. Like there's like a little barrier around the little stage thing that they're on, just to keep the drunkards off of it. And we're all just standing there. Me and Mike and her hair chick and her stylist Kate, and we're all standing there and. Just right there.
Just drinking? Did you get
just
drinks?
drinking. Yeah, we were on the CNN tab. Yeah, they told us when we got there, they were like, yeah, just put on the CNN tab inside the bar. And we were like, all right. So all night long, I just kept going back up. I was like, this is on CNN. So anyway, I'm going to need another. I'm going to need a bullet and soda with a lemon and a lime, please. I'm going to need 2 of those. I'm also going to need for her security guard. He was drinking Hennessy Neat, so I was like, I'm going to need a Hennessy Neat for Mr. Johnny. I'm also going to need.
She gets a security guard.
Oh yeah, she had a security guard. Yeah. He was cool as shit too, and he's so New Orleans, like born and raised there, so he does that. Oh, and I'm going to fuck it up, but the way they say baby. Baby, is that it?
Baby?
Oh, I gotta look it up.
I don't know.
Baby, that's it, baby. Oh my god, it's the best. Like baby, I love the way
security guard call me.
Oh. I love the way they freaking talk. Every time you would be anywhere, those 3 days, like if somebody was talking, you could tell the second they started talking if they were from New Orleans or not.
Yeah,
and it would be like it was so much fun. Like I got my nails done while I was there, and like the girl next to the girl doing my nails was like from there, and she's talking. I was like. You just
dude yeah,
it's like a lullaby. You can just put you to sleep.
Oh man,
I love it. Anyway,
that's amazing.
We had a great time. It was really fun. Late nights, shit tons of shrimp. I've never eaten more shrimp and crawfish.
Did you get to do anything CNN the next day? Like, did they have it after?
No, that was it. It was just kind of over. And, yeah. But yeah,
It's so cool.
next day we just walked around town. And
they put you up in a nice hotel, right?
oh my God, the nicest. Yeah, she was in the super gorgeous hotel and I found out later it's called the Garden District. So there's like all these hanging plants and this huge fountain out in front, and this like 2-story Christmas tree was inside of it, and a gingerbread house that was as big as like an apartment I used to live in was inside the hotel in the lobby. Like, it was amazing. But it was also Sugar Bowl weekend. Okay, because that happened on the 1st was the Sugar Bowl. So, and it was Ole Miss and Baylor. So it was like,
oh damn,
these people who are like from New Orleans. So you're getting like the charm of New Orleans, but then you're also in a sea of white men in short khakis.
Yeah.
And it was just
and a hoodie.
And a hoodie. And there's so many khaki wearing boys who looked underage, just drunk as shit, falling all over each other in the streets, day and night. It was a lot. Yeah. But hey,
so
it's a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
So like, it was like, dang, if I was just 10 years younger.
You just, oh, yeah. No, that was, I kept thinking, thank God I am not 10 years younger. This is so annoying. That was annoying to me always, but just loud, drunk, falling all over each other, boys covered in beads, with shorts shorter than mine. I'm like, I can't live like this.
Boy, but do they have a boat?
Their daddies do have a boat.
Yeah.
Do they have a boat? And do they have a brother with a felony for accidentally killing someone on the boat? Probably.
Yes, absolutely.
Probably. Yeah.
That's my type.
That's your type. That's your type. Anyway, great,
amazing,
great trip. I could talk about it for another hour because there's just so many fun little things happen while we were there. But yeah, man, it was fun. We got to go to New Orleans.
That was a great,
It was an incredible birthday. And it was like one of the least stressful birthdays I've had in a long time because I didn't feel any pressure. I was there as someone else's guest, you know? Because having like a New Year's
do whatever
Eve
you
birthday,
tell me to.
Yeah, it's always like, shit, I want to do something, but I don't want to force everybody to do something, but I do, how do we do this? And how do we, you know? But this time I was just a guest and I was just wondering, I was like, what time do we need to be places? Where are we going? I didn't have to organize anything. I didn't have to schedule anything. I just kind of wandered around. CNN, bought my drinks all night. Loved it.
Birthday by CNN.
Birthday by CNN. No better way to do it.
Fantastic. All right, I got to get going to my TV job. So we got to go. I got to get in hair and makeup. I love you. Happy birthday.
I love you.
Happy New Year.
Let's, all right.
It's going to be a great year of Stabby.
By next week, I will know what my birthday gift is, and we'll talk about that. We'll see if we're still friends next week. Okay. All right, y'all, tune in on Monday, January 10th, and you will hear our next interview with our guest. Thank you all for listening. We love all of you so much. Please keep leaving those reviews for us on iTunes. We still got plenty of merch available. Check that out as well. We love all of you.
Stay stabby. Toodles. Bye. Bye.